There
Hey
you go.
everybody, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you. My name is Isaac Martinez. I am one of the single family mentors here at Lifestyles. My journey, is similar to a lot of people, started looking for passive forms of investment. And by the grace of God, we found it being able to talk to someone at our church. They introduced me to the podcast. I listened to the podcast. My wife did. We joined, and now 6 years later, we've bought 17 properties, 20 something doors, and we have more time to spend with our family, more time to spend with our kids, and more time to give back and share with whoever the Lord puts us in our heart to be able to share, not just with time, but finances. So it's really transformed my life. Um, I happen to be part of the team as a single family mentor for the last few years. And what I get to do, because it really is a blessing, as Dell talks about, as once you become successful, sometimes they're going to come knock on your door to do a case study, just like Mathew and Melissa are doing, or be able to give back in a different way. But it's really about that opportunity to help others moving forward. And that's what I get to do along the journey, be able to help you specifically, be able to figure out, as you tell me your goals, be able to create a roadmap together, to have conversations, dig in deep on what's going through on your investment journey. And hopefully, as so many other members see the success that they've had, so you can come back and give. So, I really can't see anybody. Is Matthew and Melissa there on stage?
Yeah, Matt and Melissa Metry. We moved to Dallas about 10 years ago from Birmingham, Alabama. And we've got one beautiful daughter over here, Molly. She's a fourth grader. And Melissa is a realtor, and I'm a healthcare administrator.
That's fantastic. Is Matthew, Melissa, we're gonna talk to him about this property bought up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Can you share a little bit of the story how you came up with this opportunity?
Yeah, so one of the parents at my daughter's school was telling me about a house that he grew up in, and his parents were not doing well, and he needed to sell the house. He was working with a wholesaler in the market and not having a good experience. And I said, "Well, I'll buy the house." And
You live here,
I live here in Dallas.
and I want to bring that up to you guys. Live where you want to live, invest where it makes sense. So if the numbers make sense, even across state lines, you have mentors, you have a team around you, you can do that. We have people from California buying stuff in Texas. We have people from buying Oklahoma, Georgia, all over the place. So that's what I want to get across to you. So Matt, you are doing just that.
Absolutely. And because of lifestyles, Isaac was in Tulsa and had all the connections that we needed. We worked with him every step of the way. He helped us review the numbers and avoid potential pitfalls in the process, connected us with the best contractor I've ever met
Wow.
in all of Texas or Oklahoma. This guy's incredible.
Did he have all his teeth?
He had all
Well,
the
they're from
teeth.
Oklahoma.
Yes.
I'm just playing. All right.
So, Matthew, let's walk through this property. I did want to. One of the things I wanted to talk about, because I didn't get to the slide before and I kind of skipped that.
Oh, you want me to go back?
Um,
I'll go back. There you go.
why'd you guys join Lifestyles? Can you walk us through a little bit of what your and Melissa's goals were?
Yeah, it's funny. We actually grew up with a gentleman named Mike Hanna,
Oh,
who's
Mike. Okay.
yeah,
He's a good guy.
because he's from Oklahoma and I'm from Oklahoma. No, not taking any offense to all the jokes, but you know,
I didn't realize you were from there. He does have all his teeth.
but I've lived in Texas for 10 years, so I told Mike my wife and I want to invest in real estate, and he said you should check out these Lifestyles Unlimited folks, and I went to the seminar, the 2 day. Signed up immediately. It was a no-brainer, and my wife is a realtor, and so it made total sense to try to find a vehicle.
And have you never bought
Yeah.
investment property before this?
Only one really bad one, and we messed everything
Before
up.
you came to Lifestyle?
Yes, before
So,
Lifestyles. Yeah.
That's scary if you have a bad experience.
Yeah.
And then you come here
Cool.
and you learn how to do it the right way. It's still hard
Yeah.
to overcome that fear. You understand that? So they had to go through twice the fear of most people, because if you did it wrong somewhere else,
Yeah.
but here, when you went through that 2-day seminar, remember, did I teach that one, Matt?
You did, yeah.
Oh, it was me,
Yeah.
okay. What? Oh. I'm sorry, nobody's hearing me. They're hearing me. That's okay. No, I'm saying when he went back to that 2-day seminar, which I taught to him years ago, and he had a bad experience, what in that 2-day seminar, or what did you learn that got you over that fear to now let's try again? I kind of think that's
Yeah.
powerful for the new people.
It was, well, we had no idea what we were doing. And so just the ability to have a process that's proven over and over and over. I mean, you can't do anything successfully in life unless you have a mentor and you have training and you know what you're doing, or you're going to fail. And so that's what attracted me to the program.
And I want you to think about that if you're new. If you had a guy like Isaac walking you through step by step, holding your hand, that did 17 plus properties himself. He's originally from Miami. He moved up to Oklahoma. God told him to move there. I don't know why. It's a weird place to move to, but he moved to there, right? Love him like a brother. When he was in Miami, he bought all his houses in Houston, so he did the same thing. What better person to mentor Matt than he did it through all across state lines, and he can walk him through it. And notice he's opened his books to him and share everything. Here's my contractors I use. Tell me that's not a blessing, right?
It was a huge blessing. The contractor was a huge blessing. And then the 5 other points of contact that Isaac gave us. I mean, it was.
Now I have a question, because you went across state lines. Mm-hmm. How many times did you both go out there to visit the property during that process? A lot, or?
Like once.
Who likes that idea too? Because you learn to trust the process, you learn how to do it. He's not a contractor, but they can send him pictures and videos of what they're doing every single day, and he has the second set of eyes, because think about it. When he gets money for fixing up, do you use hard money on this one or
Not on this one.
Okay.
We rolled it all into the mortgage.
Okay. Okay, cool. Do you want to look at the numbers and all that?
Absolutely.
Well, let's look at some pictures first. Tell us what we're looking at first.
Yeah, so this house had really good bones. It just needed a good rehab, and we fixed everything because we wanted the future renters to have a great house for a great family. We put a new roof on. We did new floors. We put a new air conditioner in because I didn't want to get calls about the AC didn't work. Put a new water heater. We fixed up the bathrooms because those are very important, and turned out just looking great. I actually showed the pictures to the gentleman that grew up in this house, and he was just amazed.
Blown away, yeah. It looks beautiful, you know, understand? So great.
You did a fantastic job with the remodel. It's exactly what we teach, which is best product, best price. As you see the cabinets, he repainted them. He put some new countertops. It wasn't
why
a
didn't you keep that
full-blown
flowery
brand new
wallpaper?
remodel. It was done very nicely, very tasteful. And I remember Melissa, when we first had conversations, I think you were probably a little bit more concerned than Matthew was buying remotely. Would you be able to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was, because I'd never been to Tulsa, so I didn't know anything about it. And I'm a realtor in Dallas, so I know this market.
Right.
I did not know that market, and I was really concerned about what we could lease it for. But I think Isaac gave us a contact of an agent that he uses there, and they were able to tell us good comps. And I mean, honestly, we got top dollar for it,
Great.
and a great family. So, but I was nervous, but Isaac was amazing. Like, that's why you need a mentor to go through the process.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys did fantastic. Let's go to the next one. So walk us through a little bit there, Matthew and Melissa.
Can you drag the picture up a little bit so they can see the top number?
Yeah, so we bought the house
There you go. Perfect.
for $90,000, and we fixed everything. It was, older house, had great bones, but it needed a new roof. It needed the new air conditioner, new floors, and we put $56,000 of rehab. There are also some other costs, financing costs and such. Mm-hmm. And after we fixed everything up, we captured $34,000 of equity.
Now let me explain to you, if you're new, why that's so powerful. That would be like buying a stock for 30,000 because they're cash out of pocket after everything. They had to come up with 30 grand. You understand that? But if they sold it, a year later, they'd make their 30 grand back plus 34 grand. Who'd be okay with that? That's over 100% return. Give them a hand. That's huge.
That's fantastic. And let me ask you a question. Well, I know the answer. Can you let everybody know when you guys bought it?
Yeah, when do you buy this deal?
When did we buy it? January. We
January
bought
of this year?
We bought it in January of this year, and then we were able to lease it in March, I think. Or maybe it was April, the
fixed it
end
up?
of April. Yeah.
Because it took a little while to fix it up, and then you put a renter in there.
Yeah.
And now you're making money. So, guys, the rents are $1,500 on this thing, right? But after all their expenses and everything, they're making $350 a month. So remember I told you it'd be between $200 and $600? Is that right in the middle there? But if you take that $350 times 12, that's $4,284 a year, right? You take 4,000, you divide by that 34,000, by the 30,000, your cash. That's a 14% return, tax-free. Who'd be okay with a 14% return, tax-free? Well, give them a hand. That's good.
They're doing fantastic. They're managing the property remotely. They did a really, really good job on this, and proud of you guys. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
So walk us through a little bit about how your life has changed since Lifestyles.
Well, now we have the confidence because we knew we could do it before, but now we know we can do it for sure because we've seen the numbers. And we want to do more. Actually, we are looking for our first deal as a investor in apartment
So
complexes.
you think you're going to apartments now? That's cool.
Yes.
Well,
Not-
we are. We reinvest in passive deals
So you're already in
but
some
we're
other
looking
apartment deals
for our
too?
first to syndicate.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. So you see how they keep growing, they keep investing money. Now I want you to compare this. You're making 14% a year tax-free. You're making over 100% return. Compare that to your 401k, IRA, TSP you were doing before Lifestyles. How does it compare?
It's a lot better.
A lot better, right? And remember, I told you there's 5 ways to make money in real estate. We only showed you 2. Because I want you to know for the new folks in here, there's a couple more ways. So one way is it's all going to be tax-free, this income. Now, I don't have time to show you why. I teach that in the seminar. I break that all down. But also, this house will go up in value every year. Now, you guys all live here in Dallas, right? How many people in this room, your house went up in value the past 5 years? Oh, every hand goes up. So you know if it goes in your same house, would that not happen with your rentals? What if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them all going up like 10% a year? You see how that would be some money? Also, there's something called principal pay down. Every time that renter's paying the rent, they're paying down the mortgage. They own a little bit more of the house. They're making more money that way. So there's 5 different ways. That's why it's so safe compared to, say, the stock market. Just an option. All right. Go ahead,
Beautiful. Awesome, man. So the next one pretty much talks about who's on your team, and we just kind of walked through things together, right? So you guys gave me a call. We had conversations, understood a little bit more of the market, and they did the rest of the work. And then throughout the process, they stayed in contact. We had conversations about different things. I think the contractor even called me one day. He's like, "Hey, what's that color that you had put on your cabinets?" I was like, "This color." He's like, "Okay, I think Mathew and Melissa are gonna do it." And
That's cool.
when I got the pictures, it's the same color that I used in the cabinets, and
That's neat.
my house rented pretty quickly as well. So it was just pretty much a straightforward conversations. They did the work, and they got to reap the benefits.
Now, I want you to think about what Isaac just said. Isaac's very successful, what he's done. He's showing them what he's done. And instead of them trying to reinvent the wheel, they say, let's just use the same stuff you did. Who likes that idea? Does that not mitigate your risk? There's risk in everything, but it mitigates your risk by following somebody who's successful, just doing what they've done. Who likes that idea? And that's the whole point of Lifestyles is we all help each other. We all grow together. We want you to do it for yourself, but don't do it by yourself. They formed a team around them, Isaac, whoever else they work with, vendors and whatnot. You see how that works? You're not alone. That's what I want you to understand, okay?
Yeah, excellent. So the last slide just talks about who's on your team. I'm sorry, that is the short term and long term. I think they kind of shared a little bit. If you want to just quickly go through your short term and long term goals, guys.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've actually invested passively in I think 7 multifamily.
So you're already in 7 apartment deals as well. Give them a hand.
Yep.
They're doing both things. That's awesome.
And our next goal is to find one and be the lead investor.
And I'll explain what that is later. You're going to meet a lead investor later, where you're the guy who puts the deal together and you do all the work. Who likes the idea of doing all the work? Yeah, the 3 lead investors. Who likes the idea of not doing crap and just getting a check? That's 90% of the members. So both ways work. I'm just showing you different opportunities. But he's like, you know what? I can make a career out of this. Which is good. There's nothing, and we need more lead investors. It's a great thing. Awesome. Now I want you to go back in time. Remember when you first came to the seminar? You're a little bit scared. You weren't sure. There's a couple new people in the room that haven't ever been here before. What advice would you give to new people thinking about coming to the seminar? What advice would you give them?
I would take action. I mean, if you've been working for a while, that vehicle is not going to get you to where you want to go. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here tonight.
Cool. What about you? Do you have any advice?
I would say the same. And
Okay.
it's a good market to invest.
And she knows that because she's a realtor. She gets it. Yep, she sees the opportunity out there. Awesome. All right. And then there's the who's on your team. Oh, look, it's Isaac.
So I guess the next thing is any questions that maybe people would have for him.
Sure. So if anybody has questions in the room, I'll take 1 or 2 in the room. And if not, I'll take 1 or 2 online. Okay? Anybody in the room have a question? No? Do you have any online, David? There you go. Awesome. Well, let's give them a hand. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.